Join me in bringing out the man responsible for the Cardano blockchain, the CEO of Input Output, Charles Hoskinson.
Thank you so much, Eric. Let's do a selfie. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Rough and Rugged, Wyoming. God, I love that reverb. Awesome. So, the lobster has a name. Thanks to all of you. We wrote the lobster contract. You guys participated, and guess what it is? Logan. Logan the lobster. I'll put him over here. He'll watch the speech. He has the best seat in the house. Well, welcome to Rough and Rugged, Wyoming. It's a great place. It's actually my home, too. I live in Colorado and Wyoming. Parents live up in Gillette. I got a ranch out in Wheatland. It's a nice ranch. Got a few bison running around. And what's so amazing about this state is we just kind of do stuff. For example, wanted to build a road. I said, well, we need to do some blasting. They said, okay, just go buy some dynamite. I said, do you need a permit for that? Not in Wyoming. That was fun. Anyway, Cardano started a long time ago. It started in a bar in Osaka, February of 2015. Some guys got together, and they said it would be really cool to do something like an Ethereum of Japan. And then somewhere along the way, slowly but surely, it transformed from something that was a good idea with a little bit of alcohol, maybe a lot, to what we have here today, which is one of the largest, most prominent cryptocurrency blockchain projects in the entire world. I've been told that at this moment, over 80,000 people have registered and are watching across the world, more than 100 countries. There are people here, there are people in London, Cape Town, Tokyo, all across the world. Events all across the world, just like you, building, thinking, dreaming. So I took a moment to reflect, what is this all about? Why are we here? What are we doing? What are we trying to accomplish? Where does all the resilience come from? Cardano is special in that it probably is the most resilient of all cryptocurrencies, perhaps outside of Bitcoin. How do we know that? Because we get shit from everybody. Yet we're still here. We're still alive. We're thriving. We're growing. You know, I remember when we announced the Ministry of Education deal. We spent 3.5 years to negotiate that, closed it during a civil war. What was the reception in the industry? They said, oh, well, anybody can do that. Well, then who did? Just us. I remember CoinDesk. After the New York Times announced the deal, they said, well, we can't confirm it, even though we have a video of the minister himself talking about it. We're waiting for comment from the ministry. Maybe it's the ministry's secretary who has to confirm it. And I just wonder, why the hell do these people come at us? Well, it's because this is a movement that's united by one general principle, which is we're crazy enough to dream that we can. There's a lot of optimism in this room. There's a lot of belief in this room that we can do things that no one has ever done before. You don't like your government? Rebuild the damn thing. You don't like your money? Make new money. And as an example, I was sitting in my office a few months ago, and I have this stuffed lobster that we bought, and just sitting there, and I said, you know what, let's make this thing alive. So I grab it, and I move it a few feet, and I put it on my microphone, and now it's begun a journey. Everybody in the whole community knows about it. It's got a name. I've had graphic novelists reach out to me. We're going to do a graphic novel for the damn lobster. And you know what? We're sure as hell going to NFT it. You know that's happening. Decades from now, it's going to become something that's real. A stuffed lobster, move it 5 feet, and it becomes something alive. This is not a superpower that I have. It's a superpower because of this platform. The idea is here that all of you have, every single one of you. That's why Cardano is viewed sometimes well, sometimes not so well. It is an instrument of change for the world. Where we started so long ago, 2015, and the journey that we've gone on, we've seen the growth of an ecosystem to a community in the millions. We have seen national press, we have seen heads of state make deals with us, shook hands with a lot of people. And where are we going? Well, I'll tell you, we're just going to keep growing. We're just going to keep changing. And Cardano in the coming years will be more defined by the things you do rather than the things that I did. And that's what makes it so special, it's so powerful and so durable. Look at Catalyst. When we started that last year, a few hundred people, not a lot, just a little bit of conversations. You could literally fit all of the people participating in a Zoom call if you wanted to. Now there are tens of thousands. As we go into 2022, there'll be hundreds of thousands, millions eventually. How much collective knowledge, intelligence, capability, execution is embedded in that? How do you stop that? Especially when it's completely recursive, it's self-bootstrapping. The community's in control of the funds, the community's in control of the ideas, they're in charge of the challenges, they're in charge of the ventures. The ones who do well continue to get funding, the ones who don't die off. That's a self-evolving system that continues to grow and bootstrap. You blink and it's an army. You blink again and it's a nation. You blink again and it's the whole world. And that's just one thing inside Cardano. We look at the progress with Ouroboros. Years ago we said, hey, let's figure out a better way of doing things, a better engine that can process billions of transactions for billions of people. Well, it turned out to do that, you had to do a whole bunch of theory. Everybody thought we were crazy because we had to solve a half dozen really hard problems in computer science. Not to be dissuaded, we did as a community, as an ecosystem. Paper after paper, being mocked the entire time and way. Didn't matter. Kept the head high, went through the peer review process, and now look at what we have. We have Proust, Genesis, Chronos, Redux, all these papers that basically laid out the entire corpus of the theory of proof of stake. We didn't just write a protocol, we invented a new field of science just for this project. And that's just another thing. We look at Plutus. We launched Alonzo back in September. Well, September this month. September 12th. A little tired. And we've introduced the extended UTXO model. Now, where the hell did this thing come from? Did we invent it? Yeah, but it was inspired by ideas and concepts that were started 12 years ago. And ideas and concepts in the functional programming world have been around for 40 years. And they were merged together. Why? Because we look to the future. How will people use these systems in 2025, 2030, 2040, 2050? When you have billions and billions of transactions and applications and nation states running these things, doing their voting systems, their payment systems, their stock markets. It's not practical and feasible to run all of these things on some bizarre virtual machine in the sky. The point is the ledger is the proof checker. The point is the ledger is the validator. It's the thing that gives you certainty that what the person has told you is right. So simple of a concept. Yet, almost everyone in this space is ignoring that and chasing the exact opposite. Trying to take something like the Java virtual machine and just make it run in the sky. It's a fool's errand. It makes no sense. Satoshi actually got it right. He just didn't have the resources and the knowledge necessary to take it to its logical conclusion. Because that required us 4 years. And a team of scientists who have been building programming languages for decades. That's hard. And we stood on the shoulders of giants, dozens of papers, dozens of ideas and projects, things like BitML and Simplicity from Blockstream and other places who were thinking about exactly this same problem. And that's just one thing in this model. You need side chains, you need light clients, you need all these other features and capabilities. This is the point of the project. It's an innovation engine. We're never, ever once distracted or dissuaded. We don't succumb to pessimism. We keep saying the same thing. We can do it. It might take 10 years, but damn it, we'll get it done. That's the Cardano way, and you're all part of that. And that's what makes this special. You see, the world is changing. When we look throughout the 21st century, because of technology, because of globalization, everything is up for grabs. Our institutions are fading. There's a lack of trust and dignity and respect between people. Things that we used to take for granted as kids are no longer solid and stable. A decade ago, if I heard something from the CDC, I'd believe it absolutely. I don't anymore. A decade ago, if we were told something from a prestigious scientific institution, we just take it on canon. Most people in society, they have a little bit of skepticism. Even the integrity of elections has been challenged. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. The fact that the crowd, the swarm, the masses of society are having troubles digesting this in meaningful percentages is destroying society. Add that to the fact that our monetary systems are crumbling. We are told that it's okay to print $6 trillion out of thin air in this nation and that we won't have any inflation at all. Anybody buy any wood lately? Food lately? And then the people who supposedly know what's going on, what do they tell us? They say, well, as long as you exclude the price of meat and chicken and pork, price of food's not so bad. This is what we're told. So what does it mean? It means that everyone in the world is taking a step back, and they're saying the time has come for new systems. The time has come for a return to honesty and integrity. The time has come for us to trust each other somehow in some way. Why does our industry command such a large market cap and so much evangelism and so much passion? It's because this is the only industry that's figured out a path to get us there without an empire, a path to get us there without kings and presidents and dictators. This is an industry that promises us that there is a way to solve the problems of the future, whatever they may be. The problems that emergent technology gives us, the fact that we're burning our planet out at an alarming rate, species going extinct all the time, the problem of all the violence that's come, the instability that's come. Totalitarian theological regimes have somehow resumed ruling nations. These problems, they're very real. And in the past, how we've always solved it is, go find an empire to go clean it up. Let them rule the world for a century or two. If you're in the in crowd, it's a good life. And for everybody else, so sorry, maybe you'll have the turn next. I don't want to live in that world anymore, and I don't think you do either. I'd like to live in a world where everyone is treated fairly. Everyone is treated with honesty and respect and dignity and transparency. These are basic things. We put them in constitutions. We put them in laws. We promise each other we'll treat each other this way. But you know what happens? Humans happen.